Future Games Show 2025 actually wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, so here I compiled the best shooter games in all of the show. Yes, one or two of them are not FPS games, I know the title says FPS games, kill me now, okay, yeah, drop a comment down below, let me know which games are not first-person shooter games. All the engagement is good, and if you like this video, remember to hit that like and subscribe for a ton more like it. Now let's go! Starting the list off, we got the latest game from the developers of Bulletstorm and Outriders, two games I actually enjoyed quite a lot. And of course we can't forget that they gave us one of the Gears of War games as well. But today, they are bringing us a new survival first-person shooter experience, and I'll be honest here, survival like it's done here with base building, extraction, grinding for loot, etc. doesn't really tingle my belly all that much. I often find these types of games pretty boring and tedious, but I also know it's a me thing, and what I will give this game is that it looks graphically really freaking good. The weapons, they're chef's kiss. When there is combat, it does look like a hell of a lot of fun. And here is a snip from the Steam page. Lost Rift is a first-person survival shooter adventure that blends base building PvE co-op with high-stakes PvP/VE extraction gameplay, set on a mysterious archipelago that can be explored solo or in teams of up to 5 players. And it does sound quite alright, but it doesn't really tingle me all that much thanks to the survival aspects of it all.
With trepidation, this place wrong, this place not right.
You say that about every place.
With insistence, wrong, smell bad.
Smells the same to
With
me.
urgency, move, now under, hide.
Okay. If this
With
isn't
growing
going-
impatience, be quiet.
Now this one doesn't feature a lot of shooting, if any at all, but hell, we play as an experimental monkey with a rat companion in first-person view, so it's a no-brainer to feature this one. In this first-person narrative-focused survival horror, you play as Pen, a hyper-intelligent chimpanzee hunted at every turn. Your only chance of survival lies in scavenging, crafting and exploring Anchored Station. An epic story awaits. Be quick and quiet, time is running out. It sounds epic as hell, right? But the fact of the matter is that it's played like Amnesia or Alien Isolation, which are two great games, but there is this unstoppable foe hunting you, and I just can't enjoy those type of games, no matter how hard I try. Wow, I'm being a little bit negative in the first two games here. Don't get me wrong, both games look amazing in their own way. I'm just sharing some personal preference here. I know you don't have to tell me in the comments this is not a first-person game, but it is a third-person shooter and it looks awesome enough to include it in this list of fantastic games, period. Now we get to go back in time to a war-torn medieval era with a vast arsenal of modern weapons. We get to change the course of history and save the future in this epic action/strategy sandbox game. And we also get to build our own kingdom, grab a gun and lead an army of thousands into massive real-time simulated battles, both in solo and in co-op. And boy oh boy does it look wacky, but in an awesome kind of wacky, with base building, controlling of your army and destructible environments, buildings, tanks, motorcycles, AK-47s, oh my god, yeah, this is wacky. Now my only gripe with this is that I doubt it's going to be well optimized at launch. This is one of those games that screams of needing optimization work deluxe, and very few developers nails that at the start. It's finally coming, the remaster we have all been waiting for, System Shock 2. And if you pre-ordered the first System Shock remake, this one should be yours without any additional cost. The remaster, it looks great in every single pixel and polygon, from animations to lighting. I am beyond hyped to give this one a good old spin on the live stream. But while I pre-ordered the first game and should receive this upon launch, I can't deny the fact that Night Dive keeps on increasing the prices for the remasters. This one is sitting at a 29 buckaroonies price tag. In my opinion, that is a bit steep for a remaster of this caliber. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Neighbors Suburban Warfare is a lighthearted, team-based PvP game about neighborhood warfare. We get to deploy traps and barricades to defend our very own house, strategize and gather resources from our surroundings to acquire crazy items to get the better of your neighbors. Yeah, you heard that right, it's a PvP game about defending your house and battling your neighbors. The game looks very childish, and that kinda throws me off a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But the concept, the description of it, yeah, it freaking tingles me in the right way. And as I said, it looks very childish, but it also looks like it has a lot of tools and mechanics up its sleeve to actually make this Plant vs Zombies looking game actually pretty damn fun. It has a playtest running right now, so go on, hop in and see if you can get past the colorful child play and actually have some fun with it. Now this one right here looks the complete opposite of childish. This, my friends, is Industria 2, a mega cool looking game that I personally cannot wait to dig my teeth into. Industria 2 is a narrative first-person shooter adventure about a woman stranded in a parallel dimension. We get to explore, scavenge and fight our way through mysterious boreal landscape consumed by an ever-hungry artificial intelligence to find a way home. And if it plays anything like the first game, which I've only scraped the surface of, we're looking at a very Half-Life style puzzle shooter with a focus on more atmosphere and narration, incorporating everything from stealth to shotgun blasts in what looks to be one of the best looking games graphically in all of 2025. Dinos! Yes, we love dinos here, but unfortunately, there is no shooting these dinos. This game is a co-op survival horror game where you're thrown into different levels with your team or alone, and the goal is to complete whatever objective that the map holds, all while surviving the bite of the dinos roaming the map. Now the AI is said to be intuitive and unpredictable, opting for replayability value. But I know from experience that games like this tends to die off very quick out of boredom and lack of things to do, so I truly hope that they have the grind set up for them to keep the players replaying over and over. Otherwise, the dinos won't be able to save this one from extinction. Stalker meets Call of Duty, and I'm absolutely 100% here for that. Pioneer, my friends, a game announced what feels like an eternity ago, finally has a release window, which is sometime in 2025. Now Pioneer drops the players into a vast, grim world where survival hinges on exploration, crafting, and smart resource management. As an MMO FPS, it offers both PvE missions and intense PvP zones, with unique crafting mechanics, hundreds of weapons, and a deep story to explore. Now I'm really crossing my fingers that the PvP aspects of it won't interfere with the overall experience. But from my understanding, it's quite optional, whereas certain zones on the map has PvP activated. But how much the game will force us to move to those zones? I'm not sure, and I do know that Big Friday YouTuber played this game and he wasn't overly impressed by it. But, time will tell. Now most of you know I'm not the biggest fan of pure horror games. I scare so freaking easily, it's like a freaking joke. And while this might be a pure horror game through and through, it's got a twist. That twist being that we play inside of a play park, consisting of 3 levels, whereas parkouring, running and getting through obstacles is key. And the parkour element in specific is what makes this game super intriguing to me. Imagine pulling off some sick parkour moves while on the run from the big bad monster trying to kill you, and you just make it out in the last second. That's a satisfying and thrilling moment deluxe, and I kind of want to experience that. Now Finding Frankie is already out on PC, but we got a console announcement in the future game show.
These rings store thousands of citizen cores. Future inhabitants of Eden.
You are a hyper unit, an advanced battle android built to protect, specialized in recon mission, powered by a phantom core. We get to dash, grapple and wall run through the internal defense corps using enhanced parkour skills. Harness your superior agility and acrobatic combat prowess in pulse-pounding encounters, transform into an armored ramble to charge into action and take on new and deadly machine foes, control the air and dominate the battle with your gravity hooks and jetpack. And it's nothing but positive hype around this one. Bloody hell, it looks so good. And why does it do that? Well, it's pretty simple. It looks to take what made the two modern Doom games so great, its gameplay, and incorporated that into its own world with its own designs and interpretation of it. And it seems to be done just right. The question most people are asking though is if this is a roguelike or not. And honestly, I'm not sure. There is no information of a linear campaign, nor is there any information on roguelike elements or loops. But seeing as there is no roguelike tag or mention of it, my bet is that it is not a roguelike.
There was no guide for what we had to do, no manual for leaving a world behind. But even we knew we couldn't take everything with us. Some things were too fragile to follow.
You are not human, yet you hold their future in your hands. What does it mean to be human? Can life be reborn through synthetic hands? As you explore, you will uncover the last days of Earth and the truth behind your existence. Now, this is more my type of survival game. Lots of exploration with surprises like enemy encounters, puzzles, etc. We get to craft and manage without the need of drinking water or eating food. And having the survival of humankind in the palm of your hands, that's something special. Will I give this one a spin though? Not 100% sure, but when it comes to the survival genre, this one definitely piques my interest the most right now. A 3-player cooperative first-person shooter set within a mysterious federal agency under assault by otherworldly forces, the substitute to Killing Floor 3, the Left 4 Dead 3 that we never got? It could be, but what it is Remedy's latest game, the studio that's brought us both Alan Wake and Control, and FBC Firebreak is actually a respin of Control, set in the same megastructure as Control plays out in. It's of course set in this mysterious federal agency under assault by otherworldly forces, as a years-long siege on the agency headquarters reaches its boiling point. Only Firebreak, the Bureau's most versatile unit, has the gear and the guts to plunge into the building's strangest crisis, restore order, contain the chaos, and fight to reclaim control. And the highlight of this one is its gunplay. It's looking amazing, from the animations to the unique look of the weapons and enemy feedback. Yeah, hell, this is looking to be one satisfying co-op shooter, to say the least. Cronos: The New Dawn is a pulse-pounding third-person survival horror game that throws you into the heart of a deadly struggle against overwhelming foes, all while uncovering the mysteries of a twisted time travel story. I know it's not a FPS, but geez, it looks amazing. Of course I have to include it. I don't want my broskis to miss out on amazing games, simple as that. And why does it look awesome then? Well, you know Dead Space, one of the best action horror games ever created. Yeah, that one. Cronos looks to know what makes Dead Space so good, and it takes that, puts it on Earth instead of space, and creates a more relatable horror experience that looks packed to the fucking bone with action and horror. Two things, when combined correctly, can create such masterpieces. Well, shit, here we go again. I'm drooling over yet another 3D Realms game. Luckily, it's not developed by them, simply published as a name by Saber Interactive. But nonetheless, a new Painkiller game. Yes, it doesn't look like the best Painkiller game, and we don't even know if it has a campaign or if it's playable solo or if you have to play a co-op, but Painkiller hype! Yeah, it looks to take a bit of the mod and Doom formula and incorporate it into the Painkiller universe. Hell to the freaking yes, I'm down for it. Painkiller is a reimagining of the classic franchise, featuring co-op play for up to 3 players and full offline support. If that means bots or you alone, I don't know. Battle hordes of demons and titanic terrors across richly detailed gothic environments. It's pretty much all that I need, man.